cut to the chase. We have multiple breaking news stories to cover. Here we go. First off, the FEC mandated primary election period has ended. I repeat that the Federal Elections Commission primary election period has officially ended. Therefore meaning that it is too late for primary election, and so we are now going to view. So according to the Federal Elections Commission, parties' primaries should have already been done by now and have been completed. Need to pull up the presidential schedule. Here it is. If you view the election, they viewed the ballot registration will close on the 6th, and ballot verification will begin on. Ballot registration is going to close on the 6th. Ballot verification will happen on the 7th, and the ballot will be released on the 8th. The primary campaign period ended on March 1st, and so it lasted 1 month, started on February 1st. The primary election period began on February 14th and ended on March 1st. So 1 month, exactly 1 month later, after the primary election period, the election period will end. So March 13th, the official presidential election will take place. That will be election night. Polls will open at 6 p.m. that day, and then will close the following day at 6. So you have 12 hours. So you will have 12 hours exactly to vote. Therefore, by then, hopefully, most of the candidates will have voted. And so hopefully, therefore, most of the people will have voted by then, by the time polls close. So hopefully you'll be able to catch our election night coverage. Election night coverage will be live periodically throughout the election period, when the polls open, and throughout that night, and we'll probably end at around midnight, most likely. So, because I know how bad it is when you get 0 hours and 0 seconds of sleep on a day. So I'm probably going to just get to bed after the stream, and then that morning we will go back on the air and begin to cover this. We'll last through the afternoon, and then we'll only go on the air for further projections and for scheduled programming. And for all those, and we're still trying to figure out what will happen to the LAGW because the LAGW's time slot overlaps with the time slot of our election coverage. So I am hopefully going to see if we can have both shows on Friday. I'm going to contact Epic Cena. If you are watching, please reach out to me regarding this situation, because I think the LAGW is I really want our viewers to see how entertaining and fun the LAGW really is. So therefore, we need to figure out a way to make sure that the schedule we need to work together to solve these scheduling conflicts. And by the way, how do you like my new avatar? So, next up, the president has signed 2 executive orders today, 2 different executive orders. One of them has made a small reorganization of the executive branch. This comes right after these sweeping reforms he made to the executive branch. So, therefore, we're going to now Let's take a look at those. First one. The first executive order was at 9:05 p.m. This is his third executive order. The Special Weapons and Tactics Agency has been transferred to the Department of Homeland Security. I'm now going to read the tweet. I hereby release my third executive order. The Special Weapons and Tactics Agency is hereby transferred to the Department of Homeland Security. Finesseful, the Speaker of the House, officially sworn in the new representatives. These newly elected Class 2 representatives, including, he was also sworn in himself. He was re-elected Speaker of the House. T. Soups has also been elected as House Majority Leader. And this week is also it's Row Nation Cyber Safety Week, and it is, and the Sparky's United Nations has declared it across the Row Nations community to be Cybercrime Awareness Month. Since all of NUSA and all of our communities are built on digitally, so it is especially hard for us. So it is our cyber. So we're now going to showcase their infographics to the public, because we feel like this is important. First one, stop and think. Are there any consequences of you sharing your information? Assessment is, who is this person? Decrease your footprint. Make sure social medias are private and you do not post any information that may be used to find you in the real world. Rule 5, record and report. If doubt, record and report it to a trusted authority, be it a government body. Do not click phishing links, especially if it's a shortened URL. Consider it to be dangerous. When in doubt, do not click. So this is coming from the United Nations. Very good cause. Hoping that this, I know most of you have probably already know this, but I feel like it is very important that you are reminded about this stuff, because sometimes, even me sometimes, personally, can be sometimes neglectful, because there are very scummy, very, very, very scummy people out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if any of you bumped into one before. I know I have. But I know the procedures to deal with them properly. So therefore, none of my information gets out there. So this next graphic we're going to show you is all about it's a rundown on doxing and how to stay safe. Here we go. It's a rundown on doxing, how to stay safe. 90% of social media 90% of teenagers in a survey said they use social media at least once. In a recent study conducted, 1 in 10 teenagers aged 13 to 7 admitted to doxing at least once, which is insane. Why? Nothing ever goes away when it's posted online. Even if you delete a post, hackers can still access that information. Be wary about what you post and where you post it. 13% of people in Sparky's UN have experienced doxing. 22% of people have witnessed doxing incidents firsthand or secondhand. Percentage of doxing incidents that took place between people who shared social media accounts with each other, 88%. If you already don't know this, please don't share your account. I feel like most people should have the common sense not to do it, but either way, people will do it. For example, if it's like a company, it's a Roblox company, it can happen. For example, if you're gonna do a company thing or something like that, don't use your email. Create a separate email and have none of your information linked to it. The only information I have linked to the FTN account is my email. It's one of my personal emails, and that personal email actually is I have a separate email for the FTN YouTube account, but I have it so my personal email is only listed as a recovery email. I'm never going to share my personal email unless it's unless it's very important, or it's like, so that Discord will be the only way I think our viewers would be able to reach out to me. You could also reach out to me on Twitter. I am at Great Jakers. Jakers with a Z. Well, back to that main story. I just felt like I saw that and I felt like it would be important. The president has officially submitted the federal budget for his administration. We are now going to go over the federal budget for his administration. Please pay attention. Why am I asking you to pay attention? Here we go. This comes from President Nightmare with the Senate Maj leader. He has 7 hours ago, he tweeted about submitting the federal budget for his administration. Okay. Here we go. We're now going to read the federal budget. We're going to go over it together. And I'm hoping this could also help us know the priorities. I'm going to read the document. This document outlines the federal budget as proposed by the president and approved by Congress, which will direct the distribution of funds to the federal government. Budget statistic, bonds, 0. Clan management, 10,000. Personal donations, 0. Budget total, 10,000. Total spent, 10,000. Intelligence community funding, 300,000. Reasons, alts, and operations. Department of the Defense funding, 3,000. I believe that's Robux. God, my battery is low. Okay, we're plugged in. Good. I know my computer will begin to lag when my battery is low. Department of Defense, 3,000 Robux. Department of Justice, 1,500. Homeland Security, 1,500. Commerce and Labor, 1,000. This was signed by Xavion, Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. Those are the 2 executive orders and the federal budget. So only 1 executive order, actually, just the federal budget. I messed up on the lower thirds. I messed up on the headline on the lower thirds. I am sorry about that. That might have Now I realize that might have came off as a bit misleading. John of Doom, is that you on an alt account? So anyways, we're going to now go to our next story. Here it is. The Mayor Hopp's nomination is yet to be released. I repeat, Mayor Hopp's deputy mayor nomination is yet to be released at this hour. hang on it. There are many options to consider for Hop's deputy mayor nominee. His original deputy mayor candidate was Alex J. Cabot, but so he already has a large cabinet. Alex J. Cabot is now the DA, so he could pick. He could maybe pick one of his advisors, which could be Syntax. What is his username? He could pick one of his advisors, for example. Syntactical, sinuous, let's see. He has multiple accounts, I think. He maybe could pick members of the DC City Council. I don't know. He could pick, for example, I don't know, maybe Zhao is human, or what's his Roblox username? Yep, Zhao is human. Mifus, Phil7117, or there are so many options. He could pick Green Yosh. He could pick G_Dylan. He could go. Even if he really wants to, he could just release Puppy Racks again. The nomination was supposed to be released last night, and I have to stop for a second. So, someone was doing something in the hallway, and they accidentally pushed my door open. Sorry about that. We're now going to continue what we were doing. So, we're now going to continue what we're doing. So, we do not know who the nomination will be. It's time, but we have more breaking news. That crime has rocked DC during a server startup. Crime is rocking DC during a server startup. Recently, protesters actually were able to breach the White House protesting against the corruption and false arresting within the Secret Service. The Secret Service has been under fire for this for a while now. They did bomb, remember, if you are one of our known viewers, you remember that they did bomb the MPD HQ a while ago. So this could be that they're protesting against it. It happened when Aaron Shores, who is a cabinet member, or the UN ambassador's security detail, when the Secret Service wouldn't let the diplomatic security service in, which is Aaron Shore's protection detail. They would not let Aaron Shore's protection detail in, and there was a dispute outside. I was with them during this dispute. I was invited to join them as a guest, but I couldn't go in, unfortunately. The Secret Service was abusing, and they were able to successfully, they were able to separate me from the group. They were able to, I would say, separate me from the group and prevent me from joining them, but I was trying. So they were essentially preventing someone's security detail in. They said it was against protocol, but I don't get I don't get why that's not allowed. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that a security detail designated with protecting the president wouldn't let the security detail of one of the president's staff in, unless they would be the ones protecting him. I do not know, but I consider that obstruction of a security or protection detail, which is a crime. So we're now going to wait on that, but protesters protesting it were able to breach the White House. We're able to breach the White House eventually. Protests continued far after Aaron Shore's security detail left. I was one of the protesters, but there was some protesters breached the White House. Later that night, a Farmers' Lives Matter protest was also held at the White House, led by FEC Commissioner Frivolous. GDK Fonzo was there, and there were many others. One of the newer protesters who hasn't been seen at one of these small rallies before was Senator Rotten 5. He was at one of these rallies. He was at this farmers' protest rally. GDK Fonzo and me were able to breach the White House. Yes, I'm admitting to a crime. And oh no, I got disconnected. Sorry about that. We're gonna quickly just hold on. Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. I hate that feature. That's a dumb feature in my opinion. But now this is sort of a behind the scenes tour of the studio. I'll keep talking. So anyways, they were able to breach the White House. GDK Fonzo he was riding a bike blasting the "We Are Farmers" blasting "We Are Farmers" bum ba-dum bum 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 "We Are Farmers" bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. He was blasting the that tune. You've seen it in commercials and stuff, so he was blasting that, and if GDK, you are one of our viewers, hello there. So the Farmers Lives Matter protest was a successful protest for the farmers. They stated they now believe that the Secret Service is anti-farmer, which is kind of true, I guess. They did actually false arrest one of the protesters, which was me. I was rallying with the farmers. They did false arrest me during this. So I would say that yes, they are anti-farmer in a way, but that is for another time. Frivolous said that Frivolous said don't let the movement die. I am Dr. OK, I believe. I think he works for HopFR, so yeah, one of HopFR's staff is actually White House blacklisted. Why? Because the Secret Service hates HopFR. So these farmers protesters are demanding a farmer stimulus. That is what they demand. They demand a farmer's stimulus. That is what they are. That is what they want. A stimulus check for the farmers. They say that they will not give crops to the Secret Service anymore, and they will, quote, starve them. So, to any members of this farmers movement, hello. I don't think it doesn't. It's not serious. I don't think. It's probably just. It looks like it's just good fun. But still, give us that farmer stimulus. Senator Rotten 5 said he is working on getting a farmer's stimulus passed in the House and Senate. So therefore, pay attention. So we're going to pay attention to that throughout the day, and throughout the coming days. So, do we have any more stories? Oh yeah, we have one more incident that was earlier that day. Sorry about that. We have one more incident that was earlier that day in Washington, D.C. That there was I was riding in a limo, you remember. You saw the accident happened on stream. It was an accident. It was on the intersection right near the dealership. There was an accident there. It was a crash. Soon later, more people began congregating in that area. Law enforcement was working. And soon, everyone crowded in within that area. And soon, eventually, it became that area, that small intersection became a war zone, and it began. Law enforcement was working hard to clear up the law enforcement was working hard to clear up the intersection, but eventually, slowly, everyone left. It was essentially a riot at the intersection. There was a riot at that intersection there. It was getting chaotic. Everyone began to congregate there after I was riding with the DSS. I was hanging out with them, and they crashed. So therefore, the DSS vehicle crashed. So therefore people began to congregate there, and the area broke into chaos and essentially turned into a war zone. Eventually, law enforcement was able to clear out the area after tons of casualties. And GDK Fonzo has arrived. Hello, we just talked about the farmers. If you want to see the story, we were just talking about you guys actually. So we were just talking about you, so I hope, so if you want to go back, yes, they are now beginning to protest. The farmers are now protesting in the chat. That is interesting indeed. So the FTN's server startup in DC was successful in bringing activity, but it wasn't. But I would say law enforcement was not as successful as fighting the crime that comes with increased activity. I would say law enforcement, we need better law enforcement. We need more effective law enforcement. That is what I've learned from. That is what I've taken away from these events over the past few days. That we need more effective. Law enforcement didn't take care of the area. We were EBB'd by Vinixie, so I contacted the POTUS and got him fired and got rid of the EBB. That's what GDK Fonzo says in chat. Interesting, if you would. Okay, so please, if you have any more context, please share. If you have any more, information, please feel free to share it. So he according to GDK Fonzo, he's got the Chief Vinixie fired. I'm not 100% confident in that. I was in DC earlier tonight, and I saw him do it. And he was on duty. So did he just get fired? So GDK, I want to know, did he just get fired, or was he already fired and clan management and the staff forgot to get rid of his team and his role wasn't removed yet? Is that what happened? So we're going to wait on that in the chat because the stream is delayed. So to our viewers currently watching FTN News Tonight, say hello. So therefore, and to all the farmers who are watching, I will make sure you deserve your stimulus. And we're currently now still waiting on Hop FR's deputy mayor nomination. We're standing by for that. That it could be at any moment. We may do a special report because the release could be at literally any time now. We are waiting on that nomination. We have no word when the nomination will come out. I'm going to now contact Hop about this. So Hop, when is the nomination coming out? When is the nomination coming out? When is the nomination coming out, Hop? We're still waiting on that nomination from Mayor Hop FR, but okay, so GDK Fonzo, regarding that development, he says that yesterday he was fired from his position in the White House. Did you see him on the White House team? Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him on team. I think I saw him on the Secret Service team. The POTUS notified me yesterday that he was removed from his position. So I think they forgot to get rid of his. It's most likely they forgot to get rid of his rank yet because I saw him on team we are now going. So, which I do not understand why he hasn't. I do not know why he was. I mean, I do not know why he hasn't been ranked yet, but we will keep. Okay, so we have a. So we're now going to begin. We're now going to please stand by for an FTN News special report. We have more developments within this within the Hop FR event. Hello, and this is an FTN News special report. I'm Greg Jagers 1113. According Hop FR said when I asked him about the deputy mayor nomination, he says we have a little issue. We believe that could possibly mean we do not know if the deputy mayor nomination has been delayed, but according to our sources, that could be the case. But according to some of our sources, that may very well be the case. I'm going to repeat that the deputy mayor nomination has been delayed due to a, quote, little issue. We do not know what the issue is. If we can get more information, that would be great. We repeat that according to the sources that the nomination is being delayed. I'm going to ask you, Hop, is the nomination going to come out tonight, and if it's not, when will we expect the nomination? That would be very useful information. I'm going to say that the deputy mayor nomination has been delayed. We do not know when the nomination will be released, but we will be but we are ready, and we are roaring and ready to go. So Hop, I'd suggest you hurry up and And if you can, I would say, what is the issue? What is the issue? We need to know this stuff. We need to know. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, what is the issue? I'm gonna message Hop. I'm gonna message Hop before that right now. I'm gonna message Mayor Hop. I'm gonna ask him what the issue is. Because this is so we do not know. All we know is that he said he has an issue. We're still waiting on this deputy mayor nomination, and I am hoping that it comes out soon. But we need now to hope that it won't get delayed. We have been streaming for about 38 minutes now. I don't know why I said that. We do not know that George Rockefeller, do you have any info about that? The special report is about the deputy mayor nomination. What happened? The deputy mayor nomination has been delayed. The deputy mayor nomination has been delayed. Knowing that this isn't like our other special reports, our other news shows where I already know what we're talking about, and here the information is coming in as it happened. So we're now waiting on that. So we're now waiting on the deputy mayor nomination. The deputy mayor nomination has been delayed. That is according to sources within FTN News. That is according to that is actually just an assumption or what we know based off the current available information. That is what we know. That is what we can assume based off the current information. That is all we know based off the current information. Hello, ALR_XX. DM me on Discord later. My Discord number is it is 9916. That is my Discord tag. I am Jakers with a Z 9916. That is my Discord tag. So we're now waiting on these new developments to unfold. Hopefully they will happen very soon and we will get more info. I'm yet to receive a response from the mayor, so we may end the stream and continue coverage on another, but this is so anyways, we're now going to, it will soon be the top of the hour. It'll soon almost be the end of the FTN News Tonight time slot. So if so, we will end this stream and begin another one. So therefore, this is an FTN News special report. I'm Gray Jakers 1193. We'll begin. We're going to end news tonight. And also, T, based off your status, I'm a bit concerned. You good? It says, this is not a cry for help, it is a goodbye, I wish you well. That kind of concerns me a little bit. T, don't worry. I'm not going to make assumptions, but hope you're doing good. So, as we wait on more developments to occur, if you don't ALRXX, don't worry, you can hang out in the newsroom because we're about to end anyway. So, this has been an FTN News special report. I'm Great Jakers 1113. So now, we're now going to end this stream, and we're going to shortly begin another stream to accommodate the special report. This has been FTN News Tonight. I'm Great Jakers 1113, and this is an FTN News special report. You're now going to end this stream and start a new stream to accommodate for to allow more updates to come in, and so one more thing, DC activity has been improving. Earlier it was in the 40s. We're now waiting on any more developments. These developments are developments that we have yet to hear. So we're now going to end this stream. This has been an FTN News special report. We're going to begin one in another second. Not in a moment. So, good night. We're going to end this FTN News special report, and we're now going to we're going to wrap up News Tonight. This has been an FTN News special report. I'm Great Jakers 1113. This has been a special report from FTN News. And thank you for watching FTN News Tonight. I'm Great Jakers 1113. Signing off and wishing you a good night. We'll be back soon if there are more developments in the story. Also, one more thing. I am probably going to start a server startup today, and we will be on the ground in DC. We will, instead of just being instead of just being at the studio, we're gonna stand outside we're gonna report outside the DC City Council chambers, because that will mainly be the setting of it, and we'll be waiting, and the Deputy Mayor's office is there, so it'll be a fitting scene to report on who could possibly be the next person to enter that office. So this is Great Jakers 1113, FTN News. Good night.